again, in high school, I was playing in actually 2 or 3 bands simultaneously. I was getting as much playing as I possibly could. And, you know, Chicago blues was where, you know, that gave me my inspiration. I mean, Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton were my big, you know, idols, and learning their stuff and playing their stuff. And my mother, she liked me playing violin, but she didn't like me playing Jimi Hendrix. She tried to ban Jimi Hendrix in the household, and I just, you know, no, Ma, sorry. She had heard these things about what he did and what he stood for and all that, and I said, no, but you know, I'm not copying that. I'm listening to the music. And but yeah, I mean, in playing in bands, I mean, I played on and off in blues bands here in New York for years and years, and then there was that period in the late 70s, 80s when the electric guitar also could become an instrument, as were lots of instruments that were, quote, jazz instruments or rock instruments. Then they were becoming just pure improvisation, free noise that was mixed with all sorts of other you know, elements from the universe. Like, it's not just about one thing, but let's put everything together. Let's have there be a continuum where there are no walls, no borders, no, just one thing flows to the next as quickly or as slowly as you want to make them. When I had this idea of the convergence of composed music, indeterminate music, and improvised music, I wanted those 3 things to be present, but you couldn't tell what was what. I had this metaphor that I said once in a composition class that it's like you make a reservation at a restaurant. It's a steakhouse. You make a reservation. You plan it in advance. Friday, I'm going to go to the steakhouse. And you get there, and just before you get in the door, you think, you know, I feel like having a vegetarian burger down the street. You just, like a spontaneous thought comes in. I determined to do this, but no, I'm going to do that. And then on the way there, you run into a friend who you haven't seen in 20 years, who just happens to be in town, who just happens to pass by, and he says, let's go have a drink. So, like, those 3 kinds of ways of interacting with the world, I thought, well, I just want to put that into the music somehow. Like, that little compression of possibility, you know, let's put those as close together so that they're always present. I taught for a semester at Dartmouth. I took over Larry Polanski's composition seminar for 1 semester, and I did these things with the graduate students that I called lightning composition. I don't know if do you ever play chess? So you know what lightning chess is? Just, you know, you don't think. You just, I mean you think, but it's like just super fast, and you go with what, you know, whatever your experience is with chess. And so I had them do that with compositions, and just as a way to kind of kick-start some ideas. And I gave them 15 minutes to come up with a piece, and it was surprising. And I did them myself too. I never like giving students anything that I don't participate in myself. So I did that too. And it's surprising what happens when the mind has to get ideas together, and you have to have something within a deadline. And I've never, a lot of people say, oh, I've got this deadline, I've got this deadline. And I never think, I think, wow, I've got this deadline. You know, it's going to be there. I've got until Monday morning to finish it. Great. Because that means that I can't, like, if it's is it a B flat or a C natural, or, you know, all those things are gone. You know, all those kind of self-doubt, self-criticism. You just have to go with what you believe is, you know, is coming from you as purely and as transparently as possible, and just do it.